Okay, today's Sunday. Um, today's Sunday. It is March 30th, 2025. It's 5:34 p.m. I just started trading for this week. I've been thinking about I've been thinking about how I managed to succeed getting to the funded stage on the 10K account previously and getting a certificate for being funded. And I realized what I have been doing so far since then, after losing that funded account, okay? After breaching the funded account. And what I've noticed is that I was like emotional and distraught and oversizing and in a hurry. But in the past, I was methodical. I was methodical by obtaining mostly just half a percent. And if I was a little shy of half a percent and I finished the day, I was okay with that too. Somehow I managed to do that on a consistent basis for until I reached 10% and 5% and then reached 1.5%. And something happened. Like so it seems to me there's a thing called cannabis. Okay, cannabis, from what I've read so far, says that it causes emotional disturbance. It causes the emotion to be brought out, uh, being like paranoid kind of thing. Okay, that's what it does to most people. And I distinctly remember when I was at 1.5%, I started to like open my mouth and start talking about things. And then I posted on YouTube about these steps that I've taken to get to the point where I was funded, and now I was at 1.5. And then all of a sudden, somebody walked in, and I distinctly smelled the odor of this chemical compound that's flooding into this cube. And after since then, things have just went downhill. So now I think it's been like 2 months, I think, and so I've been floundering for the past 2 months, trying to regain control over this trading thing. So what I have to be, because this is a public place, somebody can do that. Somebody can walk in here, and I'm being paranoid right now. So that's the paranoid part. So now I'm going to really focus on what I need to do, is is rein, because when I look at it, when I lose, I know that I could lose like 1 or 2% in an instant if I size it accordingly, right? If I size it right, I can lose 1 to 2% immediately. I can see it. So then my mind twists it around, flips it around, and says, okay, if I do the same thing, I'm going to make 1 or 2%. Okay, I'm saying to myself, I can do that. I can make 1 or 2%. And what that does is causes a severe deterioration in my account, enough to be at breached. So what I need to do is, I need to be, if I want to risk, then I need to be very sure. I need to be very sure that the position I'm taking, with the right size and the direction I'm taking, is highly, highly probable. Otherwise, otherwise, any trade that I make could all of a sudden, even though it looks good, it could turn completely around and just just cause a severe loss, enough to cause a breach of the of trade. So I need to keep that in mind. Okay, so this is going to be the regaining of the mindset that I have, that's going to help me push towards actually getting funded. And so the promised land is there. The promised land is within reach. I was there. I was about to get a payout. I was about to grab onto that payout, and I know it. I got to that point, and I know how I got to that point, by making careful, small trades. That's how I got there. And if I need to make the right size trades at a certain time, then that's warranted. But in most cases, I need to stick with making small trades and regain my emotional control. And this road trip, hopefully it'll lead me to the promised land.